1 sigma and 2 pi bond. So as I told, the covalent bond is formed due to mutual sharing of electrons. Now we'll talk about the formation of covalent bond. So hydrogen molecule, a chemical bond which is formed by sharing of pair of electrons. Consider a hydrogen molecule H2. Each atom has one electron in the 1s shell. To fill up the 1s shell, each atom would like to have 2 electrons. So obviously they both share to form or to fill the 1s shell. The typical example is fluorine. Fluorine has a 7 valence electron. The fluorine second atom also has 7. Both are sharing an electron. They produce non-polar covalent bond. As per the octet rule, the valence shell should be filled to be stable. So here for the p shell, you need 8 electrons to be filled. Since your fluorine got only 7, it will get 1 electron from this guy. Similarly, this guy fluorine got a 7 valence electron here and he need 1 electron to fill in the p shell. So it will get 1 electron from here. So both are paired to get the electrons filled in the shell. The bond is non-polar because the 2 atoms in the bond are identical. So have identical electronegatives. So the electrons are shared evenly. So there is no net overall charge in the bond. That's why it's called non-polar bond. Now we'll talk about carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide demonstrating a double bond. Carbon dioxide has a total of 1 carbon and 2 oxygen. 1 carbon and 2 oxygen. Each oxygen atom has 6 valence electron and carbon atom has 4 valence electron. So to satisfy the octet rule, carbon needs 4 more electrons in the p shell. It get 2 from oxygen and 2 from this oxygen and plus 4 valence electron, you got 8 valence electron. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's able to satisfy octet rule. So this one is s orbital, this one is p orbital. The p orbital should have 8 electrons. So from oxygen side you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's able to satisfy the p octet rule by the oxygen. The same thing happening here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It got 6 valence electron and got 2 electrons from carbon to make it as 8 in the p orbital, and it's able to produce carbon dioxide which is a stable one. Now I'm talking about the sigma bond. Sigma bond are the strongest type of covalent bonds. They are formed by head-on overlapping between atomic orbitals. Sigma bond is the most simply defined for diatomic molecules, which is used in symmetry groups. So this is how your S and SS combination become SS overlap. S and P combination becomes SP overlap. and p orbital combination become pp overlap, and this is sideways overlap. This is how your sigma bond is formed. Whereas pi bond or chemical bonds, which is covalent, where two lobes of one involved atomic orbital overlap two lobes of other involved atomic orbital. You can see here. Each of these atomic orbital is 0 at a shared nodal plane passing through the two bonded nuclei. So, difference between sigma and pi bond. As I told, the sigma bond will form on SS, sp or pp or any hybrid orbital. Whereas here it will be happening in unhybridized p orbital. First bond between any two atoms is always sigma. Rest are p bonds. In plane of molecule, this one is perpendicular to plane of molecule. It's really stronger when compared to the p bond. It's weaker than the sigma bond. Now we'll talk about metallic bond. So metallic bonding is where electrons freely move around a metallic lattice. The metal atoms are really close together to form a bond between all of the metals. So it's a regular close packed structure used for electrical and thermal conductivity. Now we'll talk about Levy's theory. Levy's theory is acid-base reactions where bases donate a pair of electrons to acid and acid accepts the electron. So this one is Levy base and this one is Levy's acid, and it form an electron bond. A Levy's acid is an electron acceptor and base is the electron donor. Levy's theory represents valence electrons or dots surrounding the symbol for an element. So this is the typical example where you can see B of 3 got 6 valence electron and here it got 8. To make octet rule satisfied, the center should be surrounded by 8 valence electrons. So these two guys are shared. Whereas this guy is accepting an electron, that's acid, and this guy is donating, that's base. Now we will talk about polar bond. A polar bond is a covalent bond in which there is a separation of charge between one end and the other. In other words, in which one end is slightly positive and the other one is slightly negative. You can see here this one is negative and this one is positive. The bond between these two guys is called polar covalent bond. Now we'll talk about non-polar bonds. Non-polar covalent bonds are a type of bond that occur when two atoms share a pair of electrons with each other. They are really strong, requiring a large amount of energy to break. You can see the hydrogen, both are same charge and it's bonded. Thank you. Thanks for watching a GTech video. Thank you.